All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. And of course, thanks for subscribing. We got the latest update from Tesla, 13.2.8 hardware 4, another simultaneous release. You also got 12.6.4 for hardware 3. No noticeable release notes, but we're going to take it out for a quick spin and check it out. Once this car to the left of us actually parks. Let him park and then we'll take off. We're going to go to a quick destination and do a quick path test on the speed bumps. I was able to go back and test again on 2.7 and was able to complete it no problem. So it might have been a fluke run with our first drive with 12.7 or 2.7, I should say, 13.2.7. Let's see. I'll go ahead and engage here. A little hesitant here, taking its time. Probably gonna need one more maneuver to get out of here. Pretty tight street here where cars are coming from both angles and riding pretty close to us on occasion. Let's see how it handles it. Nice poise, nice control here. Just taking off from the situation. Very cold outside, by the way, too. It can go. If it chooses to, I'll let it do its thing. We might sit here for a while. All right, little encouragement to get out of this parking spot. Just a little tap of the accelerator there. So one encouragement. I'm okay with that. And we're off. So just so you guys know, based on the last videos we've done with New York City and such, we're going to leave the icons that you see here. We have the blue pedal, which is going to be our encouragements, right? Where we want to give it some encouragement, some confidence to proceed. And then we have our red yoke, which is going to be a critical safety disengagement. There's some times where I have preferential disengagements or accidental disengagements. We're not going to count those there. We're just going to count the safety critical disengagements there. Creeping up so far and making a go for it. Right off the bat, and I've had a chance to drive on this a little bit prior to this drive, but this is the first time I've taken this particular path in this drive with you guys. But it seems as though two things that are noticeable, and it seems as though one is it seems a little bit more cautious. So it proceeds a little slower. Speed control is a little bit slower as well. So not as fast. So stays a little bit under 25 when it's not going right to 25 or over, even though we're in the hurry profile with 40% offset. So that's noticeable. And then the other noticeable thing is that it seemed as though attention monitoring has kind of been relaxed a little bit, which I know a lot of people are looking forward to. And again, poses that question about the sort of single screen experience for 3Y and Cybertruck versus S and X with the dual screens, where it becomes a little bit more critical that you look at the screen for those cars. So definitely happy to see that, where you can kind of glance at the screen a little bit longer, make some adjustments to the route without it screaming at you. I'll go ahead and just mess around really quickly. Set arrival energy, cancel that. Let me see what else. Settings, can do that. And again, it's not screaming at me like it typically would. I would have gotten to like the second menu on any prior version and it would have already been screaming at me and telling me to keep my eyes on the road. It's a one-way stop. Cars travel pretty fast around here. After this van, we can go. And after this other truck can go, we can go. Nice. So those are the two big things I noticed. Everything else we'll figure out as we go along. Super smooth, but again, a little slow. So it's sitting at 25. Now it's going a little bit over 25 right here on this little side street. Sunny conditions. Cameras are clean. Well, minus the back one. A little bit of salt on that one. But the side repeaters are clean. The pillar cameras are clean. The front camera is clean. So we should have no issues there. I know a lot of people talk about recalibrating after each build. That's pretty much unnecessary, I think. I think the calibration needs to happen. If it's not right from the factory, then it might need to happen again. Or if you've made an adjustment, or if you've replaced your windshield or done something like that, you need a recalibration. But it shouldn't need a recalibration after every build. I think that's a little bit overkill, in my opinion. Or if you notice odd behavior where it's not doing the right thing a lot, and it's like drastic that one of the cameras may be off. So full stop, then it waits a second, then go. So that may be a little too slow or too methodical for some people, but it is the correct thing to do. If they could probably tweak it for like 1 more second or 2 seconds quicker after the complete stop, I think that would make people feel a little bit better. But whatever time it needs to make the right decision is what I'm concerned about. Always stop here. Audi should probably go first. Audi's not going first. We're all trying to go at the same time. I'm going to go now next too. It worked out that way. Good job negotiating. Tesla's been doing really good with managing regressions from build to build. Nothing major. Obviously, you know, lane centering was a major regression that it saw in 12. What was it? 13. I keep saying 12. 13 because I keep confusing the two builds. 13.2.6 had that major regression with the lane centering. 7 corrected it. 8 seems to be good to go with lane centering here, which is great. But they've been really good at releasing these updates very quickly, and then again just managing the regression. So kudos to Tesla team, Tesla AI team, for getting these updates out to us very quickly for both sets of cars, and doing so without any real major regressions. Super smooth, super comfortable drive here. Suburban world. Nice smooth breakdown. Good acceleration up the hill. Blind sweeping turn coming up right here. Slows down nicely. A little bit of a manhole cover. It's pretty deep. Is it going to hit it? Is it going to miss it? Probably going to hit it. Ouch. There it is. Okay. Sometimes it hits it, sometimes it doesn't. People sometimes hit it and sometimes don't. They know it's there. Good job coming around this turn. Let's see if it puts the turn signal on here like it did in 2.6. Good job maintaining from 2.7. Great. No turn signal needed. Great poise, great control, very comfortable. All Uber Black so far. Obviously getting out the block, a little bit of an encouragement. I don't think that detracts too much from the overall experience. I'll equate that to the brake to confirm to start FSD. Following a car closely here, and then we have 5 consecutive speed bumps. All well marked except for the last. See what happens. Coming up to the first one, the car is here to help us. Slows down nicely for it. Second one. Slows down nicely for us. I don't know if you guys can see on the visualization, there's a little bit of a chevron to indicate that's slowing down abruptly for something. That's the indicator that you may see if you can't have any other context clue. That's going to slow down for that particular speed bump. Number 4, nice and slow. A little bit of a pothole there from the shoveling, but here's the one that's poorly marked. Number 5, it failed last time. Slows down nicely, 13 miles an hour. Good job. So I think we're good on speed bumps. Now, this is not every speed bump in the world, but these big ones like that in succession, I think we're good on. Smaller ones, more ones that are more faintly marked, possibly still could be an issue, but more testing is needed. Jumping out assertively here, getting up to speed nicely, 35 miles an hour. Winding a little bit of a mountain road here. And then we're going to come to a stoplight where it needs to, a little bit of turn signal here because of the merge. Not terrible. It's new, but not terrible. Nothing wrong with having over communication. But we're going to come up to the stoplight here. It can be in either lane to go straight. So let's see what one it chooses and see if it decides to go over the solid white line or use the dash part of it early to stage the lane that it wants to be in. Okay, it didn't change the lane, so it must want to stay here. And it's not. It's going to go over the solid white line. All right. Now I'm going to flag that just because it's a little bit inconsistent. Sometimes it stays the course, sometimes it goes over. You can go over because it's a solid white line, but it's preferable that you don't. So the idea is that you stage the lane early and cars start to pile in on each side to go their respective direction. Both of them can turn. One of them can go straight and turn. That's the difference. Job turning in unison with the rest of the cars. Hyper aware of its surroundings. Very good. I guess it's only one way to go. Nice quick lane change here as the traffic comes together. Good, quick, fluid maneuvers that are very human-like, but also are very comfortable. I know a lot of people are seeing the Chinese FSD options or autonomy options and saying, oh, they're so much better than Tesla, and Tesla's getting left behind, and blah, 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 blah. That may be the case, but for those asking my opinion, it doesn't matter until they're both doing the same thing. Until we have Tesla FSD in China or Chinese autonomy in the US, we can't really compare them. The Chinese autonomy does great in China because it was programmed and designed for China, just like Tesla does great in the US and it's programmed and designed for the US. Take them out of those elements or go somewhere else and do the same exact course with the same exact technology, that's the better comparison. That's when you can determine what's better than the other, what's more comfortable, etc. But to say that just because it works really well in China and you can have your hands off and you can look out the window and do whatever, it's great. It's a testament to their forward-thinking government and their ideology for how they look at autonomy and how it helps improve their environment and their roads. And that's awesome. They're giving them that freedom to do that. We have regional rules and regulations here, regional rules and regulations in Europe that, don't necessarily allow that. So you got to take baby steps for certain places, not include all the features for certain places. And it really is not a true testament to how they perform unless they're doing the exact same thing, in my opinion. Was super impressive what the Chinese have done. with the systems they have in place and how many there are. It's not just one, it's a bunch of them. Super comfortable. It's free. The wind chill is not representative of this temperature right here. Super cold, freezing temperatures outside. Nice and warm and toasty in these cars. That heat pump is a miracle. But it keeps these cars super warm. And then the sun is coming down too. Like I could literally fall asleep right now. It's so comfortable. I will not, but I could. It has that feeling like you really take a nap. Very comfortable. So 13.2.8 so far is rock solid. I'll get to my destination. The parking scenario at my destination is horrendous. So I won't even expect it to try to park because the lines are barely visible. It's angled parking, head-in angle parking, and it is madness. But I'll try to get another trip to do regular parking, well-marked lines, and see if it can actually park. I know it's doing a lot in the West Coast, which is great. Maybe even the Midwest as well, but Northeast, it's not really doing that parking thing here like it's supposed to, or like it's doing there. I think based on the release notes, parking options are upcoming, both garage and parking at a destination. So that's still upcoming, just as some cars can do it now, which is great, but from an expectation standpoint, expect that when they release those features. Almost at our destination. Super simple, super basic drive. Just wanted to root out any of the regressions again and commend the Tesla team for managing regressions well. I know it's not an easy job to do, but they're doing great. And then see how it operates. I was able to drive it last night a little bit, and it was pretty good at night. Did a lot of the right things. Super comfortable, very smooth, but just a little bit slower than 2.7. 2.7 was riding at the limit and a little bit above. This one's riding a little bit below the limit at times in terms of speed control, which may be intentional, but just it feels a little slower. And again, attention monitor. I've glanced at the screen several times throughout this drive and not got anything. So that's great. Now, to my knowledge, the parking lot here is pretty bad in terms of potholes as well. So I want to be conscious of that. I may disengage. It's not a critical disengagement. It's just me not wanting to run over potholes in the parking lot because it's a really poor parking lot. Can't stress that enough. Okay, needs to slow down here. Turn signal on, slowing down nicely. Nice and smooth. Turns in. Good job. Makes the left turn here. Okay, there is a little parking spot over here. It's gonna go for it. Yeah, go for it. Head in. Now it's gonna try to reverse and park right here, where these are handicap spots. Can't really see it. Maybe you can see it now with the camera, but it's like right in between the lines, not even a spot. So I don't expect much. All right, I'll take it. That's something. It's something. Tons of handicap spots here. You can start to see a little bit of the blue there, but it is what it is. It can't see it, basically. But great job. So yeah, very great job. Very great solid build in 13.2.8 so far. Really quickly, I got to hurry up and get to my appointment here. But very good job. It's going to be about 4.5 for me. No real issues. Great decision making. Great confidence. Great levels of safety. Didn't feel unsafe at all. Just a little bit of an encouragement to get out of the parking spot that it was in, which is fine. Someone got me at the last minute and parked behind me, so it's fine. And then otherwise, I didn't touch anything. more leeway on being able to look and manipulate the screen, especially for single screen people who have all their information on one screen. S and X, we can still look at our critical information here and not get pinged. It's only when we start to manipulate the screen that it becomes an issue. So 4.5, Uber Black for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and until the next time, enjoy your day, enjoy your Tesla.